Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Serene. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off-the-cuff video, guys. What that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro sim at the beginning. I do have a transition button so that if there's noise outside or rain, cars, whatever, I can stop filming and just wait for that to pass and carry on. These weekly Wednesdays are essentially a Q&A. You guys ask me questions and I answer them. They are primarily model focused and it's 99% of the time GW stuff, of which is 99% 40k. There is terrain questions from time to time. There is information myself, what's going on in the workshop every so often. And there's a weekly vote, which we'll get on to in a little while. Right. I did say on Monday's painting video there's some big news and big things happening on the channel. I'll get onto that in this. No, I'm going to tell you that now. So I was talking last week about moving on to nights to do the overnight shift. Well, that's not going to happen. So there's no vacancies there. But I've got first refusal when there is a vacancy. So my middle boy, who takes my little one to school and all that sort of stuff, and when she's off on half term he's at home with her, he's actually doing an apprenticeship now. He started this week, so it's actually fantastic for him. But it put me in a predicament where there's Monday I went to work. I left at 7:20, so I went at 4 o'clock in the morning, left 7:20, came back, got her sorted, took her to school, come back to work, carried on. But the predicament is when she's on half term or if she's sick. I can't, it wouldn't work. And the DM in my store, deputy manager, and the store manager, two great guys, when I spoke to them about it and addressed my concerns, they were like, yeah, no, we agree with you. We need to put a plan in place. We need to do something to move forward. So I threw some ideas. I could do this type of shift. They threw some ideas at me. My ideas were something like starting at, let's say, 2 in the morning, and then just working through and then finishing, and trying to work through and finish. So when everyone else has gone to work and gone, I'm at home. Couldn't do that because most of the hours are on night shift, and that's not an hour or two into the night shift is not a problem, but not most of the hours. So there's no vacancy on night, so they can't move me over there yet. Not that I want to now. So I threw some ideas, the DM threw some ideas, store manager threw some ideas in, and then I was given all the ideas, and it was left on my shoulders to have a think about. So I spoke to myself, and basically, cut all this long story short, I am now doing what's called twilight hours. So I start at 6 PM and finish at 1 AM. Now, some people say, well, what difference is that going to make? You're doing early shifts now you're doing the late shift. What's going on? There's a huge difference. First of all, when I get home, I'm getting an extra 45 minutes to an hour's sleep than I would normally. That's fantastic. There's no, when I go into work, because I did it last night, there's no stress of anyone in my ear. Can you get this done for me? Can you do that for me? You're just left alone to do your work. And that's what all I want to do is be left alone. It frees me up then, obviously, when little one is on half term or if she's sick or something, I'm at home, so it's not a problem. But in terms of you guys in this channel, I'm here on my own now for the whole day. So it is literally, from the way that I'm looking at it, it's literally going to mean the channel is practically full-time without being full-time, and I've still got a job, so there's no stress on me or fear of like, oh, do I go full-time, and if it doesn't work out, what's... So it's actually absolutely amazing. So there is going to be a lot more, when I say big things happening, you're going to see, not a lot more content, but you're going to see more content on the channel. I mean, the last week that I was on holiday, I think it's not last week, week before. I think there was like just over 3 hours of content. I know an hour and 7 minutes of that was the Dark Master, but it's still 3 hours of content, which is amazing. And more so for me, with all the silly little jobs that I got to do that really annoy me, I can start getting them done. I've said before, oh, time is my enemy. Time is my enemy. It's not now. No, it's not. Yesterday I magnetised, I think it's 15 or 20 odd Necron guys. I've got the same amount to do again to magnetise, and that's all the Necrons that I have built magnetised. There's still some to paint, but that's all magnetised. I think I've got the Overlord with the shroud over here actually to magnetise, and the Plasmaster as well to do. You know, that's one weight off my shoulders. They've been sitting there for about a month and a half, 2 months to be magnetised. I gravelled loads of models yesterday. I didn't do any filming yesterday, but I did those bits. And I was messing around with a 3D scanner as well. It's like something I've been wanting to do for the last year. So it's fantastic news. That is absolutely fantastic news. Not just for me and the family here, but it's also fantastic news for you guys, so you actually get to see more content, more bits and pieces. And because I know some of you will sit and paint models whilst I'm doing a build kit, or you're watching a video of me building something or painting something, or you know, and those of you that want to see a Let's Build on a particular model that you know that I have, but I haven't got around to doing it yet, don't panic. You're not going to have to wait much longer. As you can hear, I'm a bit bunged up. I'm getting over a cold or a flu. It came on me Saturday. I was in a bad way Saturday, but I was stressing about trying to get all of this organised, you know, the shifts organised for this week. But that's great. How do you come up with your mad colours combos like on the Demonettes? Do you know, I'll look at the model and I'll have an idea of what I want to do with it, okay? But then I could actually come to paint it and go, oh, why don't I do this, or why don't I do that? Now, in terms of the Demonettes, if you haven't seen the Demonette painting, one of these painting video for the Demonettes, that's them, that's one of them there. I wanted to try and make their claws stand out because I love the old lead Demonettes, the ones with big crab claws. They had to remove them because they were half naked. People complained about it, but I loved those big red claws that they had. The lead ones after that were like really sleek and slender, and they were lovely, but it just didn't, you couldn't really make them big and bold, the claws like. But yeah, I just come up with these crazy ideas. Sometimes I think about it, sometimes I'm doing it on the fly as I'm working on them. I go, oh, hold on, how about I try this? But even like with the Wild Rider Red, I wanted, because that's the dry brush I use over the hair and the claws, I wanted to try and use a different type of layer paint to go on a red, so it's not corn red and Wurzdaka red all the time. It'll be corn red and some, you know, different red. So that's the reason why I did them that way. But I, you know, to answer your question, some of the crazy ideas I have, sometimes I think of them, sometimes it's on the fly. I'm waffling on a bit, guys. I do apologise. When are we going to see the Secret Army in action? Me and Mark were supposed to play a game today. Not to film, just for me to have another game with the Secret Army and just really get the grips to them, because I'm actually I thought the last game of them was really, really well. There was things that Mark was pointing out to me, but you know, that actually really, really helpful. But now I've got those in my head, it's like, okay, I'm fairly confident with them. And I think Mark wants to try a different army against them to try and figure out, you know, how to deal with certain things. And but hopefully hopefully over the next week or two, there'll be a battle report with them on the channel, and you'll see what the army is, and you'll see how well I do. Hopefully they give me my first victory. But sticking on the same sort of theme of Secret Army. Now that army, it's not painted, not fully painted at all. Some are not. Now that's ready on the table. I'm going to start / continue with another Secret Army that I was doing stuff on before, and the bits that I have done on them are painted, but I've got loads more here to do, and I've worked out an army list, and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty tasty. So I'm going to continue with those as well, but I'm going to do that under your nose. So you're going to see them being built. You'll even be voting on them to be painted and won't even realise until, okay, now here's this one. How are you finding the new layout of the workshop? Yeah, it's very handy. There's still lots of bits and pieces for me to just adjust and organise. But where I didn't have the time before, it was just an uphill struggle all the time. Do I spend time doing that, or do I spend time doing this? But now we're going to see some magic. We're going to see some magic in here, and not just film wise, but you know, and gaming wise, because now with these new shifts, I'm not limited to a Wednesday game. We could have a game on a Tuesday, then maybe have one on a Friday or something, you know, in the same week. One's for play, just for us to enjoy, the other one's for filming. You know, that can be done now, which is actually fantastic. But in terms of all of this versus all of this, there's enough time in the week for me to do stuff. You know, now I've even got time to go through the sprues that I have floating around and snip off all these are the Necron weapon arms. Snip them all off and put them in a little drawer together. Put a label on them and say Necron weapon arms. You know, I've got the time to start doing those little jobs. It's absolutely, at the moment it's still a mess a little bit. It's organised mess, but soon it's just going to be absolutely amazing in there. Now I do have Kill Team Salvation here. I know that came in last week. It actually came in, I think it was last Tuesday. It was released, I think it was a Saturday. It came in the Tuesday. So I wanted to get onto it straight away, but where time was my enemy, I didn't get a chance to. But I want to start doing that this week. There's only 2 units in there. They're both 10 strong, and I think it's 5 models from each are distinctive, but then the other 5 models are just a copy of those. So they should be pretty straightforward to build. I haven't looked at the instructions build because it's all in a sealed bit of paper, bit of plastic. So, but yes, that'd be nice. But anyway, there's one trick I want to show you actually that I saw to do with keeping your paintbrush for longer, which I didn't actually realise I was doing wrong, and then until I saw it, and I was like, oh, hold on a minute, of course. Now, when we use our paintbrushes, what ends up happening is, and I can't remember the lad that I saw talk about this, the brush will start fluffing out. Yeah, the bristles will start splitting into two bits. The reason for that is you get moisture and stuff, and little bits particles of paint down in the bottom of the brush. The brush, there's a trestle, I think it's called, and it just fluffs out. Now he had a sneaky trick of putting it into a holder a certain way, which actually works, but I've got one that's a bit easier. Piece of polystyrene. Take the brush, and you start upside down, because any moisture or anything in the brush, in the trestle I think it's called, starts making its way down. Now it's not going to give your brush, it's not going to make your brush, you know, any mortal. Eventually it still have to be replaced, but it just gives you that bit more longevity, which is fantastic. It's not my idea. I think, you know, someone else shared it. I don't even think it was their idea. I think they saw it from someone else and shared it just to, you know, that's what we do when we come up. Someone finds an idea like this, just to share it with everyone and say, look, this is to help everyone. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote for next week's Monday painting video. Now the way the vote works, guys, for everyone that's new, I show you a host of models, and you guys vote on what you want me to paint for next Monday's painting video. You don't say I vote for everything because it won't count, but you can vote for as many things as you want. You saying that sounds really stupid, because if you said that if you want to vote for everything, then you have to type every single thing out. Not that it's ever happened, but you could say I vote for any of the Tyranids, or any of the Chaos Space Marines, or any of the Space Marines, or any of, you know, any of this, any of that, and then whichever has the most votes, I'll paint next Monday's painting video. In the event of a tie, I'll do a dice roll. There is a wild card vote, and the wild card is, you'll find out if it wins. We have creator choice as well. So if you're like, oh, I don't mind watching any of it getting painted, and you vote for creator's choice, then I pick up something and paint it. So when you cast the votes, you chuck comment below on this video, and then I look at the votes, like I say, 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Even though my shift's all different now, so it would be a bit weird, but I've done it like that since the beginning. I've started doing the voting, so I'm going to keep it like that, because there's a lot less pressure off of me now trying to squeeze 90% of the paint job on a Sunday, and then just finishing it, touching it up on the Monday, or finishing it on the Sunday and then uploading it on Monday, because I can just paint it Monday. So I'm going to bring down and show you the models. Now, a lot of these models have really crazy names. If you're not sure how to spell it, or you know, you can't quite hear what it's called, just give me a description. Okay, so I'm going to bring you and show you. Right, so we'll start off with the Night Spinner. We have Wind Riders from the Eldari army. There is actually no demons in it this week, because demons won last week. We have the Dark Apostolate from the Chaos Space Marine Force. We have the Eliminators from Space Marines. We have the Sisters Palatine. Her rules for her are absolutely lovely. She gives the units she's with leading lethal hits, and she can lead the Devastator squad type thing for the sisters, so it's actually amazing. The Shield Captain for the Custodes. We have the Sisters of Silence for Custodes. We have the Wraith Guard, which is actually fantastic sculpts. We have the Genesis Occult Magus. We have the Deathwing Knights, and these are the old guys, but they still need to be painted up. We have Tyranid Warriors. We have the Green Goblin from Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have the Neophyte Hybrids, which are these guys here. There's 10 of those for Genesis Occults. We have the Plasmancer for Necrons. We have the High Marshal for the Admech. We have Dr. Octopus for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have a Hive Tyrant for Tyranid Fleet. We have the Necron Overlord with the Translocation Shroud. Von Ryan's Leapers. We have the Chaos Lord. He's going to have the Markles of Zench. He just missed out on he was in dice roll for Monday's painting video, but he didn't win it. We have a Neuro Tyrant from 10th Edition Leviathan. We have a Wraith Lord. Again, he was in for the vote as well, but just the dice roll, but didn't win. And we have Hexbrax from the Drukhari army. So we have the voting, guys. So if you have any questions for me, chuck on below and I'll answer it next week. Or you go onto Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There's a messenger button there. You can click on that and message me directly. if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything, because we don't just do the weekly Q&A. Do Let's Builds, painting videos, battle reports, terrain videos from time to time, and there is one that should be hopefully now that I have the time, we'll be working on. Well, I'll be working on. And sometimes there's other crazy videos that I do as well. So, you know, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube share this video with more and more people, and makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more, which is absolutely bonkers at the moment. I think it's 742, is it, at the moment, subscribers? That's massive thank you to you guys, okay? Because without you guys, I wouldn't have the motivation to keep doing this. So, massive thank you to all of you guys. Until next time, guys, don't forget to vote. Hit the buttons for me. See you later.